Welcome back to another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. Well, I found this article today, and it was done last year in May 2021. And the title is Incarceration Can Cause Lasting Damage to Mental Health. And it says incarceration can trigger and worsen symptoms of mental health, and those effects can last long after someone leaves the prison gates. So I'm going to do some snippets. We often talk about disturbingly high numbers of people with mental health disorders locked up in prisons and jails, but less attention is paid to the ways in which incarceration itself perpetuates this problem by creating and worsening symptoms of mental illness. And in this paragraph, I don't think our system really cares. If we want to be honest about it, I don't think they really care about the symptoms or what it does to those incarcerated, because if it did, you would think there would be a better process in determining whether somebody had mental illness or not. There will be a separate area where these individuals will be placed and get them the help that they need. See, we take mental illness lightly, and it's not something that should be taken lightly. And nobody knows the reasons why people have mental illness. Just be honest about it. Sometimes it could be traumatic experiences, whatever it may be. So research shows that while it varies from person to person, incarceration is linked to mood disorders, including major depressive disorders and bipolar disorder. And where everybody know, I'm not a doctor, but if you don't have people treated for bipolar disorder, they don't get the proper medication, you know what that can lead to. But clearly, our system don't care about that. Can be inherently damaging to mental health by removing people from society and eliminating meaning and purpose from their lives. On top of that, appalling conditions common in prison jails, such as overcrowding, solitary confinement, and routine exposure to violence, can have further negative effects. But nobody pay attention to this stuff. See, this is stuff that y'all should be paying attention to, and then you don't. Family disconnection is another piece that's in here. By its very nature, incarceration separates people from their social networks and loved ones. In 2018, when researchers at the University of Georgia analyzed the relationship between prison conditions and mental health in 214 state prisons, they found that people incarcerated more than 50 miles from home were more likely to experience depression. This isn't surprising. And I don't know why y'all don't understand this. You try living in a box 24/7. Some people have not been to court. You all are holding people just to hold them. You are extending the duration of them being there when you have all the evidence that you need for them not to be there. But again, you keep them there because it's financial gain for private investors and for whoever getting money up on the table or however y'all getting the money. The next thing to this is, if somebody coming out that have had traumatic experience and you ain't pinpointed that, confining them ain't gonna do it but make it worse. A lot of people, me myself, I have claustrophobia. And so some individuals have claustrophobia and you all punish them and put them in solitary confinement because they can't be in closed spaces. They can't breathe. They have anxiety attacks. And then you all think they're being unruly and all this stuff that go along with it. So it makes me think that the system that you have in place, it makes me know that it don't work. Next, it was said that the prison system was not supposed to be a house. It was supposed to be a place where if they did something wrong, that there was supposed to be some kind of programming or whatever it may be. But ain't none of that happen. None of that happened. All you do is house. That's it. You just house them. You lie. You can't say that you're taking care of their mental state. You can't say that you're feeding them right. You can't say that their living conditions are up to par. You can't say none of that because none of that is true. You can't say it's put in a room. That's a lie because the last article with Tom Dart told you how many is in there. We already know they're short staffed. We already know the workers are overworked. We already know that the conditions aren't great. We know all this stuff. But y'all choose to ignore these little articles and you think they're going to go away. You think you sweep up on the rug. Loss of autonomy and lack of purpose. Incarcerated people have virtually no control over their day. Today, lives, including when they wake up, what they eat, what their job are, and when they have access to recreation. This can lead to feelings of dependence and helplessness. The three main studies include and Mini and Dickinson review all conclude that loss of autonomy harms mental health. Once again, this makes sense. We know people feel better and have better mental health outcome when they have control over their surroundings. Y'all get these studies, you ask for these studies, and you don't do nothing about it. You just don't. And then you got your Tom Darts and your Tony Prepwinkles and all of y'all know what's best for everybody, and you think everybody are criminally minded, and you think everybody come from a drug addicted household. You think everybody is on the street selling drugs, and you think everybody don't want to work. This is all for black and brown. We're not talking about the white folks because their whole scenario is totally different, and they the biggest alcoholics that ever walked. They drink for breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner, and supper, and midnight caps. They drink. So get your stuff straight. So we're categorized in many areas of what we do when we get caught of doing something that you said we supposedly have done. So we're already on the opposite side of the fence. And it's proven that we're already on the opposite side of the fence because there's more of us that's locked up. And I want you all to explain to me, how is that so that it's more of us and less of your folks? How is that so? Again, Kyle Rittenhouse, 17 years old, went from the state of Illinois to the state of Wisconsin, minding somebody's business that was not his business, that was took there by an adult figure, that you all justified and made a way for him to walk when he lied. Then you turn around and then another article comes out about somebody else who's going to plea bargain for the gun that he gave an underage individual. But you didn't take him to court until he turned 18. It didn't take you 1 year. It didn't take you 2 years. It didn't take you 3 years. It was less than a year before everything came to light. He went to court. You already had your jury picked. You already knew what you was going to do. You already know y'all was going to let him walk. Let's be honest about it. Y'all knew y'all was going to let him walk. You knew it. But let's say this. Take the whiteness off of Kyle Rittenhouse and make Kyle Rittenhouse black. Kyle Rittenhouse, a black man, would have been up under the jail. See how the difference is? And then you all have the nerve to step up to the forefront and say there is no racism and there is no discrimination. And there is clearly racism and there is clearly discrimination. I saw a video yesterday by one of the entertainers said that a boy was shot in the back by an off-duty police officer, and he was running for his life and jumped on a moving van. And while he jumped on the moving van to get away from the man, he still shot him in his back and killed the child. But yet and still, these individuals are not locked up. They go on desk duty. They get to go home to their families and everything else. But you lock ours up and you throw away the key. Then you deny their appeals. You deny this. You deny that. You continue. You continue. We need more discovery. We need more discovery. We need this. We need that. Y'all don't need shit. You don't. You got all the evidence that need? What the hell you stalling for? Clearly, technology does work when y'all want it to work. And so when you talk about inmates that has mental disorders while they in there insane, by the time they get out, they crazy as hell. And that's for real. So you wonder why they go out and they do it. What they do? You don't get them no tools. You don't show no better way. You don't do nothing. And then you say, we let them out and they just come right back. Right, because you let them back in the same environment which you let them out of. You can't allow them to do different things and expect, you get different results. The same thing, expect to get different results. I'm just not saying that. That is crazy. That is totally crazy. But that's what you all do. And that crap needs to stop. Cruel conditions makes a negative environment worse. Even a relatively humane prison or jail can contribute to negative mental health outcomes for reasons outlined above. Feelings of anxiety and depression can be an unpredictable nature of carceral environment. Y'all don't get it. First, y'all had the doggone point system. And I don't know if that's still, because you can't measure nobody by no numbers. And I don't care how much of a psychologist they are. They don't know anybody's mental. People can fake whatever they want to. Kyle Rittenhouse faked that he was innocent with that fake cry he did. He faked all that. So miss me with that. Overcrowding and punitiveness. Many jails and prisons throughout the country are overcrowded, which makes the inherently negative carceral environment even worse. Overcrowding often means more time in cell, less privacy, less access to mental and physical health care, and fewer opportunities to participate in programming and work assignments. Correctional administrators may respond to overcrowding by foregoing screening and monitoring of vulnerable people. Why is that? Why is that? Solitary confinement. The stress caused by spending time in solitary confinement can lead to permanent change to people's brains and personalities. Now, you want to house these people, but you don't want to do right by these people. Lasting effects. Some researchers suggest that the trauma people experience behind bars can lead to post-incarceration syndrome, a syndrome that shares characteristics of PTSD. A 2013 study of 25 released lifers found that participants experienced a specific cluster of mental health symptoms, including institutionalized personality traits like distrusting others, difficulty maintaining relationships, and problems making decisions, social sensory disorientation, issues with spatial reasoning, and difficulty with social interaction, and social and temporal alienation, the feeling of not belonging in a social setting. And I'm sure y'all get all this. So how do you justify this information? And what are you all doing to fix it? I know in the Justice Advisory Council, they said that there was going to be a way to separate those who are mentally ill. But do you know even sane people can become mentally ill by what you all are doing inside those walls? When you lock a person down for 3 to 4 weeks, like Cook County is on lockdown again, guess what you do? You're playing with their sanity. And when they come out and you wonder why people spaz out, this is the reasons why. It's not that they're being rebellious. They start seeing things, they start hearing things, their mind play tricks on you. You said the mind is a terrible thing to waste. It's a terrible thing to waste. And you all are wasting it. You're wasting it. Y'all don't give a damn about what's right and wrong. Y'all don't give a damn about justice. You don't give a damn about bringing people to the forefront so they can stand try to do what they need to do. All y'all care about is housing people. That's why the jails are overcrowded with the black and the brown, because ain't that many white folks in none of these prisons, period. 90% is black and brown. 10% across these 50 states may be white people. Maybe. And the funny part to all this stuff, the biggest criminals that ever walk is you damn state's attorneys, you lawyers, you judges, and some of y'all police officers. Y'all the biggest criminals that ever walk. You know why? Because you take your badges, you take your gavel, you take your law degree, and you misuse, you manipulate, you deceive, and you lie, and you misrepresent. That's what you do. And you falsify documents, and you force things on people. That's what y'all asses do. And then our mayors and our governors go along with it. So they won't have mud on nobody else because they need them in their corner. So y'all good at covering your asses. But baby, let me tell you, the season is up. The season is up. The curtains has been drawn. The rug has been rolled up. The doors, the barns, the gates, and the windows are open. And this shit is not going to fly. Not no more. Enough is enough. And when I say enough is enough, it's enough. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Y'all should be tired because I'm tired. Family members love their people that's inside those walls. And if they did something wrong, if you get them for what they did wrong and it's legitimate, then yes, they should be accountable for their actions. But if you pinning someone for accessory to the fact, if you're pinning on something for accountability, which is not a law, if you're pinning something on somebody and it's self-defense, that shit falls on y'all. Because what you're doing is you're making them mentally unstable. You're allowing it to be. That's y'all fault. So the blood, the mental, the depression, the anxiety is on your hands. Because y'all not doing nothing about housing them. You ain't taking care of them. You ain't feeding them right. You ain't giving them no water. You ain't getting them the right. You can put them on lockdown. They ain't got no tablets. They ain't got no decent sheets to sleep on. They don't have nothing to sanitize themselves. The uniforms that they get is raggedy holes and somebody else used them. They barely got microwaves. They got to use what their family send them to get their own personal items. Commissary is not stocked the way it should. So hear what I'm saying. Y'all full of shit. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I don't feel sorry about nothing that I say. And I don't know how y'all asses sleep and how y'all sit in the seat knowing what you are doing and what you're not doing. Every judge, every state's representative, every congressman, every senator, every mayor, every governor, every person over the sheriff department. Did I say judges again? Because y'all hold a big part. And even y'all commissioners. Y'all full of it. And our system is flawed because of y'all. Vice president, president. When y'all don't do y'all job and you don't keep your word, y'all asses go on the line too with everybody else. Nobody is off the hook. Understand me when I say, ain't none of y'all asses off the hook at all. Period. And until y'all start doing what y'all say y'all gonna do, I promise they gonna keep coming. I promise you that. They're going to keep coming. I promise you that. And anybody think about running, you better think long and hard who you representing. Because I'm going to tell you again, it's not your seat. It's the people's seat. It's the people's seat. And y'all forget that. You took an oath of office. You put your hands on the Bible. And thou shalt not lie. And y'all lie. And this is why you're reaping what you sow. Hello? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.